Good afternoon, Spartan families. This is Dr. Cameron from Imlay City Schools with just a quick update for you today. You may see or may hear that there are some school districts and counties both to the west of us and south of us, south of Lapeer County, that are considering shifting to fully online instruction. Today, I met with the Lapeer Health Department and county superintendents to discuss the state of the county as it relates to COVID-19 and to ask questions and get a little more information about school programming and how community numbers might affect school programming. As you know, Imlay City Schools has dedicated itself to providing face-to-face instruction, and we remain dedicated to doing that. There are no changes to our instructional programming that you'll hear today, but I do want to provide you some information and food for thought. So with all that being said, we do need to monitor the conditions around us. This is what I heard today during our meeting. First things first, COVID-19 cases are on the rise locally. There is increased community spread. In just the last reporting period for the county, a little over 200 positive cases have been identified. So it appears that this is a community spread issue that is on the uptick. As a result, it's more important than ever for us to be careful about our safety measures, such as social distancing, and taking steps to make sure that you and your family are safeguarded as much as possible, because we don't want anyone to get sick. The good news here is that coronavirus is not spreading within the school walls here at Imlay City or at schools in our county. There's no data that supports that. In fact, here at Imlay City Schools, with one possible exception, every positive or probable case that we've investigated since the beginning of the school year has come to us through an exposure that happened outside of school and not within our school walls. So that means that our safety protocols, masking, hand hygiene, cohorting elementary students, our cleaning procedures, and social distancing when possible seem to be working for us. The need to quarantine large number of close contacts, though, has been really disruptive and continues to disrupt the education of those that are quarantined, the ability of teachers to provide the instruction, and our just programs in general. So as you're aware, there have been some cases here in school. I want to give you a quick update about some statistics. First things first, since the first day of school, the school district has had to quarantine 335 individuals in total. There have been 10 positive cases in the school district among students and or staff, and 7 probable cases that we've dealt with since August. In each instance, as soon as we're notified, we immediately begin contact tracing and communication. As a result of our investigations, the average number of quarantined students and staff is approximately 24 to 25 people per positive or probable case. As I said earlier, we're dedicated to offering a full program of face-to-face instruction, and we want to continue to do so. So to be able to continue this face-to-face programming will be dependent really on the prevalence of COVID-19 cases associated with the schools, and also with the community, the school community outside of our walls. Since we know that student-to-student spread and adult-to-student spread inside the schools is not a frequent, common, or any sort of phenomenon that we've had to deal with, this really will put some stress on what we do out in the community as individuals and as families, and what we are willing to do to make sure that COVID is not entering the school walls. First and foremost, if you have a child that is symptomatic, according to our parent screening tool, if there's the presence of COVID-like symptoms in your child, according to the screener, please follow the directives there or the directions and keep your child home. Sending a symptomatic student to school that eventually tests positive could result in 20, 30, 50, or even more students needing to be quarantined from school and missing out on their face-to-face instruction. Similarly, if you or a family member becomes sick with COVID-like symptoms, especially sick enough that you're considering being tested for COVID, please keep your non-symptomatic children at home until you are tested and find out a result, or you go 24 hours with no symptoms. We'd rather have one student miss 1 or 2 days of instruction out of pure precaution and return to us ready to go than have 25 or 30 students miss 2 weeks or more because someone who didn't know that they were infectious because of proximity to a family member came to school and was infectious here at school. Know that your child's principal and our schools will work absolutely with anyone regarding excused absences in these scenarios. We know that nobody would purposely send someone to school who is symptomatic or send someone who thinks that they are COVID positive to the school buildings. But it could happen accidentally. This is, after all, a virus. We can't contain every situation, nor can you, and we understand that. But I think taking extra precaution will be really helpful to us here at the schools. And truly, the entire school community can be of help to us. The less community spread we experience, the higher the probability that we remain in a face-to-face format. So taking steps to limit the transmission of COVID-19 out in the community and encouraging others in the community to take those same steps will be of great help to us and may really impact our programming and what we're able to offer throughout the entire school year. Finally, and really importantly, I want to thank all of you for your efforts so far this year. It means a great deal to us and is deeply appreciated that you have followed our safety guidelines. You've been thoughtful. Your quick and frequent communication with us with either questions or concerns about COVID cases has really made all the difference for us this school year, and we appreciate that. We understand also that people have philosophical differences with some of the safety protocols that are in place. And despite that, our students have been outstanding in terms of their application, their commitment to them. And that means that you as parents, even in a situation where you might not fully agree, have been very conscientious in understanding with what we need to do here and are required to do here. And I really appreciate that as well. Finally, I don't know if this will be watched by any of our staff because our staff members get separate communications from those that our parents get. But our staff have done a great job and they've worked really hard this year to make sure that we can continue to offer face-to-face instruction, both with their efforts in the classroom, but also their commitment to doing things here in and around the schools that keep everyone safe. And that is very much appreciated as well. With that being said, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank all of you again. Wish you my best. I want you to be well. And as always, say, go Spartans. Thank you and have a great weekend.